What's up, peeps? Got to give you the announcements. Got to pay some bills, baby. The porn is always in the DVD player. My Life as a Storage Unit auction is on Amazon, Nook, and Kobo. Kobo, K-O-B-O. It's there if you want to get it. Also, if you want making money A to Z with self-storage unit auctions, it's paperback only. But you go to Kindle, there's Storage Auctions 101, Pimping Craigslist for Fun and Profit, and the new Storage Auction Buyer's Handbook, and the Ultimate Garage Sale, and a few other things are going to be popping up there in the coming weeks. But definitely a very economical way for you to get a business education. And I've got a burner for you today. Good morning, good morning, good morning, people. This is a little different. There's some good news and there's some bad news. First of all, let's go ahead with the good news. Got this email the other day from Brian. We don't mention last names here because we don't stitch people out. Glendon, I've been watching your videos and got Pimping Craigslist and pouring in the DVD player ebooks. All I can say is thank you. I took your advice to set up a storage unit for shipping and storage. My wife and I also set up a space in an antiques market, and after expenses, the past 2 months, we've made a profit of $500 each month. I know you don't consider this big money, but for us, it's a great start. Give yourself a pat on the back. First of all, $500 a month, you just started. That's all profit. It's great. Let's be real. For many people, $500 a month is the difference between eating and not eating. It's a chunk of money. So you should be really proud and you're amping up the correct way. Now, this is where it gets interesting. What I find interesting is that people doing storage auctions aren't profiting. We're unable to do storage auctions, but instead get our merchandise from sit down and bid on item auctions as well as yard sales. Even though you teach about storage auctions, I have used that information in business sense to have start making a profitable business. Thank you. All right, Brian, thanks for getting the books, and thanks for the success story in just 2 to 3 months. Let me break it down for you. Let me really just break it down for you. The reason that so many people are not successful in the storage auction business, the Law and Order sound, is their expectations. They're drunk on the Kool-Aid of storage wars, auction hunters, and I'm going to say it. Many people think I'm full of shit and they're not going to buy the book because they think they're smarter than the kid with the tan. So what if I did it for 8 years? So what if I'm the realest dude on the internet about this business? It doesn't matter. They think they know better. I know this because I used to have the same mindset before I would buy and listen to CDs, cassettes. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty smart. I can figure this out. And the truth of the matter is, as long as I maintained that mindset, my wallet stayed kind of thin. Because the truth of the matter, I wasn't that smart. And there are many of you out there who think you are, and you're failing fast. That's the deal. That is the deal, because just like Brian, who just got in the business, who's watched the YouTube videos, several kids who have watched the videos and used the information in the videos to make money, and it hit me. It just really hit me. One of the problems that we have in this country is disposable people. I got this concept from David Simon, the creator of The Wire. He was giving this interview, and it's actually on YouTube. Great interview. It was just talking about what's going on in the United States. We have a huge segment of the population that is just disposable. And when I say disposable, I'm not going to get into what do you mean in terms of how you are in the eyes of God and your net worth as a human being. I'm talking about disposable is terms of if tomorrow you died and no one noticed. Let me say that again. If you died tomorrow and no one noticed, your presence here on this earth was just a blip. You're just sucking up oxygen. And there are many people, especially Americans, especially us, I want to do what I want to do. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to participate. I just want to live my life the way I want to live my life, with no fuss and no muss. And to you, my friends, with that mindset, freedom has a heavy price. And you're not paying the price, and sooner or later, your freedom's going to be impeded. Whether it's you're going to need help from social safety nets, or that stuff is going away. Many people don't believe in evolution. They think, hey, it didn't happen. Well, I believe in evolution, and I believe in Darwinism. And what Darwin said is about to happen. The strong are going to survive, and the weak and the meek are going to get ate the fuck up. It's going to happen. But see, the thing is, when that is said, people think it's happening on this mythical, physical level. It's happening, but it's mental and digital. If you don't, Tony Brown years ago, he said, if you don't have an internet connection right now, you're already behind. He said that almost a decade ago, and there are many people who are like, I'm not going to do the internet, I'm not going to get here, I'm not going to become involved, blah, 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 blah. And some people are so far behind, they will never, ever catch up. And they don't even know it. And they're just going to wake up one day like, what the hell happened? What happened was you didn't make a decision. You purposely became a disposable person. I'm going to say something right here that's probably going to rankle the fuck out of some black people. But I stopped at black, and I've never used the term African American. I didn't come from Africa. Didn't grow up in Africa. I grew up in freaking Adamsville, Alabama. I'm an American. When I went to Europe, they didn't go, hey, he's an African. No, they said he's a Yank. That's what they used back in the day. It's like, oh, you're a Yank. When I went to Paris, I'm American. When I went to Italy, an American. When I went to Japan, an American. I was not an African American any other place on the planet other than here. Show you how fucking stupid it is. I stopped at black. I'm not moving forward. I think it denigrates and it creates a problem. And where I'm going with this is many blank Americans don't assimilate into the system. This is the thing that has just driven me to distraction for years. Let me give you a few numbers. The United States population is roughly 308, 310 million, maybe 20 million Mexicans hanging out or more. Okay, white people comprise about 220 million. White women, maybe 112, 115. Black Americans, 40 million. So it's a strange relationship when you're the minority trying to hold on to certain things. And understand, I live in a neighborhood with a bunch of Jewish people who firmly and desperately hold on to their culture. They're Hasidic Jews around here. I see them walking. They're doing their things. Talk to them. Hey, how you doing, Yabi? Whatever. But they also assimilated and became critical parts of society. You can do both. You can maintain your culture, but you need to assimilate. You have to assimilate because this is America. You have to be part of the process. You need to be part of the process to realize the dream. But there are many people who are like, I'm not jumping in that pool, but hey, I want all the benefits. I want all the glory from assimilation, but I refuse to do it because I don't want to. I think it's wrong. There was an article the other day on a site that just really ticked me off. This guy, Dalton Caldwell. He tried to collaborate with Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook, and they pretty much said, hey, shut your project down, but you're so brilliant, we'll hire you. He was like, I don't want that. I want to do my thing. To the point he took action, created his own Kickstarter-like program on his website, raised $800,000, and is doing this thing. Will it work? Will it not? I don't know, but I'm going to join because I'm inspired by the fact that he didn't just sit back and go, it's Facebook. I think Facebook's going to go the way of MySpace at some point. It's just a matter of time, because what I don't like about social media is a large percent of it is bullshit. It's just happy-go-lucky feel. And you can make money with it, but the reality is it's a huge time suck. But back to disposable people and how they relate to storage unit auctions. Watching TV, drinking your beer, chomping on your pizza. You see Daryl get a nice unit, or Gerard and Brandy fight and get a nice unit. Now, forget the fact that there's probably some planting and staging going on. That's irrelevant. You see it, you like it, it looks good, it's exciting. It's like a great American treasure hunt. You can go out there and you can get some stuff and you can make money. Yeah, it's seductive. That's the Jedi mind trick. The reality is, storage auctions were hard a long time ago. Before there was a television show, before most people knew about it. And I remember the first few months literally kicked my ass. If you're not used to working hard, if you're one of those people that really never held a physically challenging job, you probably won't make it. And if you can't see pushing yourself to a higher level, you probably won't make it. Now, there was a guy on here a few months ago named Robert. He chronicled his storage auction journey. Started with $1,000. After a year, he only had $800. Essentially, he lost a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of fuel, and a lot of hope. Now, Robert referenced my channel, and this is one of the things he said. Check out Glendon's earlier videos. He did not once say, buy my book. Not once. Not once. What we have, and I take advantage of it too, we have a lot of people that come on YouTube and they give tutorials and they present knowledge. I've learned so much here. I also contribute to the community because there's 500 and some videos, and I know from the letters and the success stories that I give out great information that will help you move forward in life. But see, the other thing is, there are people, as Dwayne Butler said with Castle and Addicts, check out his channel, who don't want to pay for their education, do not want to risk any money. Because I'm going to tell you, one of the reasons that Robert failed, and I'm not going to go, oh, he didn't buy my book, he didn't move fast enough. He didn't move fast enough. He did not have an internet presence. He didn't sell on Craigslist. See, the thing is, many of the channels that I put out in my book in terms of selling were optional in my day. You could go buy units and sell at the flea market, have garage sales, or own a store and do fantastically well. It's 2012. It's not going to work like that. You need an Amazon account. You need an eBay account. I hate eBay. I think it's a necessary evil. But if you're going to be in the business, you need one. You also need an Etsy account. You also need to be fully functional with Craigslist. And you also need to know how to market and advertise. That stuff is not optional. You have to do it to grow your business to a large level. But many people don't want to work that hard. Hence the disposable person notion. If you are a certain age and you look back at your life and you have not touched anybody, you've not left any legacy, you haven't built anything, you're a disposable person. There's a guy out there in the middle of the country who's never made more than 30, maybe 20 grand a year. He's built a farm. He's built a family. He's a member of his community. He's a deacon in his church. He's done a lot of wonderful things, and he's built a life because he's participated. This is not about money. This is about participation, because call me overly patriotic, but I've been around the world, and this is the place to be. I don't care what you say. You can talk about America's Got a Problem. You can talk about the 99%ers, which many of them, those people are disposable people. You know, if you're going to sit around and complain, if you go back to the example that I put with Caldwell Dalton, he had an incident where things weren't going the way he wanted. He took action in an appropriate way. Instead of saying, you know, Facebook's this and Facebook's that, he wrote an open letter to Mark Zuckerberg. Then he took action. Not in years, not in months, within weeks. That's how fed up he was with the social media aspect. And he's creating a paid social media utility, a paid one. And a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon because a lot of folks are sick of this stuff. That's how you become a success. Not whining, not bitching, not being a disposable person. Let me give you another attribute of a disposable person. Especially, it runs rampant with Americans. In this country, we were given many inalienable rights. Glorious rights, wonderful rights. I'm not going into the thing that, people that look like me were in chains when the Declaration of Independence was written. Facts are facts. But due to the brave, courageous, and heart-wrenching effort of many people that came before me, I get to share those rights now, and I don't take it lightly. Because yes, the American history is steeped in ugliness, blood, and a lot of bad things. But it's history. Every country on the planet has similar history. Some places it's worse. I could say Germany, and they were killing white people. But going forward, you have people here, they have these rights, and they think that the rights are more important than the action behind the rights. I started not one, not two, but 9 businesses. 5 of them failed. because of the freedom of this place. Okay? The last 4 have been very successful. I had the option to do that. In many places in the world, you can't do that. There are many places that if you start a business and you fail, it's it. That's it. It's over. It's a wrap. It's done. You don't get any more second chance. There are no second chances, no third, no fourth. And that's what makes America great. One of the tenets that Europe was trying to adopt that we have, and many people are going to think this is crazy, they wanted to get a bankruptcy system like ours, because in other countries, once you go bankrupt, it's your life. Actually, it's becoming that way here, because one of the things is you mess up, you pay a penalty in time, but you get a chance to start over. And you get another chance to start over. And you get another chance to start over. One of the reasons to be successful is failing and learning from those failures and moving that forward in success. But so many people are looking for the quick and easy way out. I put up a video, how to increase your productivity, not too long ago. Not too many people watched it. Not too many people. Anytime I put up a video that's about real business matters, the viewership's going to be low. But that's okay, because if someone gets the video, gets the information and improves their life, it helps them out, it's a great deal. But you got to turn the boob tube off for 2 reasons. 1, it wastes just a lot of time. 2, it's slowly conditioning your mind for mediocrity. Yes, that's really, I'm telling you, since I really cut my TV watching time by 90% over the years, my mind has expanded. Because TV conditions you for mediocrity, and it's also part of social engineering. Like, I don't care how big the woman is, she can always kick the guy's ass no matter what size he is or his skill level. In real life, women are beat, robbed, raped frequently by men because they can't fight them off. But on TV, they can. More social engineering. But that's another video. But the whole deal is, you don't want to be a disposable person. You don't want to have a woe is me, a pitiful, disposable person mindset, because even with the hardships that are coming, even with all the bad things that have happened and currently happening, this country is rich in opportunity. Let me say it again. It is rich in opportunity for those who open their eyes and see it. Because if you're doing this, I cannot be successful. I'm too old. I'm black. I'm a woman. I'm a kid. If you're saying that stuff, do this. Just go out in the yard, take a shovel with you, dig a hole, lay in it, and just put the dirt over you, and just go ahead and end it. Because until you open up your eyes, there are things that are before you that could have changed your life. You can't see it because, 1, the mediocrity conditioning of television. Number 2, you bought into a lot of myths, like the myth of a college education. And I know I'm going to get a lot of flack about this, but the reality is recent graduates have been putting videos on YouTube left and right about we've been bamboozled. One guy did a video. He had been in college 3 years. He ran a little short on money. He took an A+ certification course, got the book, and like a month-long course, and he essentially changed his financial picture from taking that course, getting that certification, and he was just like, essentially, I spent $400, $500, and I'm making money from that. I've been in college for 3 years. I spent 30 grand, and I still don't have any skills to make any money. And he was just like, essentially, college is a scam. I'm like, I'm not going to say all college is not a scam, because you go to medical school, engineering school, you're going to get critical tools to be successful. But I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and I'll take the heat, because a lot of my friends who have degrees are like, that's not true, it's a great experience. Check this. The average student now is like 25 to 27. They have a job, family, whatever, so they don't even get to do the traditional hang out in college, drink beer and stuff. Not doing that, because they got to get through it, and they got to make money as soon as possible. So that whole lay back and smell the roses, that's not the reality of many college students. Many college students are slaving day in and day out, going to work and studying all night to eventually earn something that may not make them any money. That's a daunting thing. But with disposable people, there's a sect of people that if aliens came down tomorrow and said, oh, those are disposable people, and we're going to take them, not too many people would notice they were gone. Think about that. Do you want that to be the story of your life? That when you're gone, no one knew you lived? No one gave a damn? Because you were so damn selfish, cowardly, that you refused to move forward in life and put yourself out there. Understand, when you do that, there's going to be bumps, bruises, maybe even a few broken bones. You're going to hurt yourself. But it is better to live and fail than to live a life of a coward. That's my opinion. And there's a lot of cowards out there who's like, oh, 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 bah, 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 Sheep Nation. Well, hopefully you got some information out of this, and hopefully you're not a disposable person. Or if you are, you've wakened up, you've taken off the craziness, and you're going to make yourself relevant, because there's so many things that you can do today to become a person that gives to society, a person that people look up to, a person that essentially is making the world better versus just sucking on the titty as dependency. Because there's too many people doing that. And I'm not talking about grandma that worked 40 years in the factory and is on Medicare. I'm not talking about her. She put in her work, and there was a contract made with her that we should honor. I'm talking about the lazy ass people who are between the ages of 18 and 40 that have never done shit with their life. Nothing. Never done anything. Always trying to scam their way through life and never really built anything because they ain't stick with anything. I'm talking about that group. And I have some on this channel. And one of the reasons that I speak so harshly and I say, fuck you and kiss my ass is they can't deal with the truth too long. And they're going to just wither away and disappear. Because a lot of them are gone, and I'm glad. I'm happy. This is fucking Sparta. I would rather have 300 in the passageway than 3,000 with, maybe 2,700 cowards. Give me the strong 300. That's what I would want. But that's the deal. Hopefully you got something, and I will check you in the next video.